Earlier this week, as many of you may have heard, it was reported that Kai Wagner is under investigation as to whether or not he used a racial slur against Revolution forward Bobby Wood during the first game of the playoffs. At the time of our recording, the investigation is ongoing and Kai continues to practice with the team. We at amorephillyunion stand against racism. We hope that the investigation uncovers what happened and that appropriate measures are taken if the allegations prove to be accurate, regardless of the effect that may have on our team or the postseason. Some things are much bigger than soccer.
Welcome to More Philly Union, the podcast where we swear to talk about the Philly Union, the whole Philly Union, and nothing but the Philly Union, with as few digressions as possible. We are your hosts. I'm E.
I'm C.
And I'm Paul.
And let's jump right into a little bit of the housekeeping with the Help Us Help the You challenge. Quick for the uninitiated. We are trying to reach 1,000 downloads as a little mile marker, and when we do, we're going to be making a donation to the Philadelphia Union Foundation. And this week we are up to 985.
So close,
so close. That's 35 downloads since even late last week, so it's not even a full calendar week. But oh man, I was watching the numbers and we were just creeping up and up, and I was wondering if we were going to hit the 1,000 mark.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
Yeah, not this week, but it's almost guaranteed. Well, I don't want to say that, but it's very, very, very likely. I'm a Philly fan. Very likely we'll hit it next week, and so when we do, we'll be sure to let everybody know. Thank you for supporting us in this little fun endeavor, trying to reach this mile marker and make this donation, and we appreciate it. So
we'll celebrate the Union's first round playoff victory by making a donation to the Union Foundation as we hit our 1,000 downloads, hopefully.
Yes.
Yeah, that'll be
awesome.
That'll be cool. All right, well, let's jump in. We got one game to discuss here, at least with respect to the Union. So last Saturday was the first of a best-of-3 series in the opening round of the playoffs. Carry the one. It's a little convoluted, but so yeah, the
multiply
Union,
by I.
Factor in the phase of the moon. You got anything?
I don't. No, I was unprepared. No.
Yeah, somewhere Nicolas Cage is figuring out how this all works.
Yeah.
So the Union hosted New England Revolution this past Saturday, game 1 of the best-of-3 game series. Last week's episode, it was a little bit of a downer. I think we were tired. We were cranky, but also it was just kind of a very lackluster end of the season, and we were kind of concerned going into the playoffs. Well,
it was the saltiest podcast yet.
Yeah, that was pretty salty.
Yeah,
so if you guys,
salty.
For those listeners who made it through it, we appreciate you sticking with us.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Now, I won't say this is a complete 180, maybe 175, 178 degrees, but
for half the game, it was a 180.
What's that?
For half the game, it was a 180.
Yeah, that's true.
At the final whistle, it was a 180 for me.
It was pretty close. But so, Saturday's game was a really good game. I was very happy to see that level of performance, mostly for the first half, but still, it was a step in the right direction. We still got ways to go. But we saw that old Union, the good old Union, starting to peek out from behind the clouds. So,
well, I mean, just talking starting lineup, Glesnes sat this one because, he's dealing with injury situation, and we'll talk more about him after the game. But so they did roll out the 4-back, 4 on the defense side of things, with Harriel stepping in for Mbaizo, Lowe stepping in for Glesnes, and then Elliott and Wagner. And then, basically the rest of the team was unchanged. Midfield and forwards were exactly what we hoped to see. It was the triangle of death with, Bedoya, Martinez, and McGlynn backing them up.
Thank God. I was very happy to see that 4-4-2. Very happy. So yeah, the game pretty much started off with a foot mostly on the gas.
Is it me, or are these two teams starting to dislike each other?
Yeah,
Yeah,
big.
Talk about salty.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's just because we are seeing them for at least 3 straight, possibly 4 straight games. But yeah, you're right. These teams can't. Both teams showed up and wanted to score, which was great.
Yeah, it made for an exciting game.
One of the commentators literally said that when you're facing each other 4 games straight, they just absolutely sick of the sight of each other. So yeah.
I mean, it didn't really boil over until late in this game, but even from the beginning, like, it was clear both teams were there to play. Crowd seemed pretty into it. I don't know if it really. It was a beautiful night for October, which kind of I wonder if that threw people off. And it's like, well, is it really playoff soccer when it's 75 degrees and gorgeous?
Yeah, well, not balmy, but yeah, it was very nice.
There's glimmers of Martinez of old too. I'm not sure how good that was, but he was spoiling for a fight for sure. And I was kind of yelling at the television like, no, not now.
Yeah, there were a couple of times where the ref made some call and Martinez is just giving him just a mouthful. We're like, Martinez, back off, man, back off, back off.
There's crazy and then there's crazy, but let's rein it in.
And he did a decent job of walking that fine line.
And he had a tough job this night. He had to contain Carlos Gil for the Revolution.
He was a problem last time we played him, and he was definitely a problem this time.
Yeah.
So let's get into some of the goals. I mean, the Union kind of they say they opened up the account first.
Mm-hmm.
And that was off that PK.
Yeah, and this was a situation where a goalkeeper took Carranza down and actually got called for a penalty.
Hey, they must listen to our podcast.
Maybe, but Carranza races for a ball on the left side of the box. The keeper tries to come out for it. Carranza gets there first. Keeper takes Carranza down and gets the foul gets called, and Groundhog gets to step up, take another PK.
Yeah.
Fortunately, nobody, Carranza wasn't injured in the play. It wasn't that hard of a hit, but it was very clear that the keeper never touched the ball.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Carranza might have, thrown a little extra spice on that tumble after the tackle, but
well, there was a lot of salt laying around from last week, and so he just dosed a little on there.
I've been watching the replay. I'm like, I don't know how this would not be called. It wasn't egregious.
So like not making it a card makes sense, but it was clear that it was a foul. But Groundhog, he does Groundhog things, gets the keeper to go the wrong way and cleanly finishes it into the net.
Yeah.
It was nice. I think that meant I gave him 20 straight.
That's what he's up to now.
During in the game in MLS play. He's almost perfect in his time here for the Union, which is amazing. That was the 19th minute, I think it was, when he scored that goal around that time.
Yeah, 19th minute. Yeah, that sounds about right. And we didn't have to wait that much longer. And I would argue the goals got prettier because Aura gets a goal. There's that cross from.
Well, before Aura scores, they lose. Martinez's night gets a little bit easier because Gil he took a knee knock with Aura before the play that led to the penalty kick, and about the 23rd minute he gets subbed off.
Yeah,
and is unable to play anymore.
Yeah, and that's that's something nobody really likes to see. Someone coming off because of an injury or injury.
I mean, unless it's a Dallas Cowboy player, but this is soccer, so But yeah, so Gil gets subbed off.
Paul has been clearly delineated the sports hills he's willing to die on.
Yeah,
will not root
for the Red Bulls. and potentially deny medical aid to the Dallas Cowboy.
I don't know if I deny it. I might slow it down.
I would just charge them that much more later afterwards when they get the bill. Well, I think this game it got chippy. Like there was Aura like stepping in on Gill. There was what was the other one? It was one of the New England players took out. Was it Harriel? I think it was getting chippy out there. Like guys were deliberately stepping into other guys. And like you're saying, I think it's because we've been playing each other so much. It's like I'm so sick and tired of seeing you.
They could have taken all the
day of soccer grind.
And they could have taken all the hard fouls in this game and put it like with a demolition derby soundtrack. And you probably could have had a fairly entertaining video.
Like the slam section from skate videos.
Exactly. Oh, that would be hysterical to see somebody do that.
That would be funny.
But yeah, when you talk about Aura's goal, I mean, he the thing about Aura is he makes the right runs.
Yes.
Grant this year the scoring boots haven't been on necessarily, but he's always making the runs and he's always trying. And this time was a combination of what is it? What is that saying? That luck is preparation plus opportunity. At some point, we really should look up that saying.
Yeah, probably.
Divided by strategy to the square root of
Sweet Jesus. Make it stop.
But Wagner got the ball down the left side, crosses it in. It goes off of a defender who's charging back towards his goal. The keeper makes the save of the own goal, and then Aura's there to put it away past him anyway.
Just ping pong back and forth. Those three guys. Yeah, and that was it was a nice little goal, and it's always good to see Aura. The work pays off, right? You said he always makes those runs. He's always trying to get into position, and eventually something's got to go in, and that's what happened.
I would just like to say that during the goal celebrations, I am now probably unhealthily obsessed with Carranza's height. Because of our throwback to our trivia thing and about him being the shortest player according to the Union website at 5'9". I know who is considered to be 5'10" according to the website, so I am comparing.
So who's the 5'10"?
There's like 5 or 6.
Okay.
I'm sure Groundhog is one of them, but so I'm they're like, does he look like he could be an inch shorter? I don't know. I can't tell from here. But yes, so that's I noticed myself doing that. So
I honestly thought Groundhog was shorter than Carranza myself.
I don't know. I still think that he lost a bet and somebody made it the shortest guy in the game on the site, but I don't know. We'll see.
But the hits kept coming. There was a slew of yellow cards for New England. Just a testament to how chippy the game was getting. And then maybe the prettiest goal of the night was that header by Harriel. Wagner had that lovely, was it off a set piece? I can't remember now.
It was a set piece. It was about 25, 30 yards out from the end line to the right side of the Union's attack, and Wagner steps up. You knew where it was going, but he manages to deliver it very well every time he can.
And Harriel seemed to, turn off the gravity field there, because man, that kid just floated there for like a half a second, and just headed it right in.
He's really had some nice later season moments, which I'm glad for him.
Well, yeah, he had scored that header in the Red Bull game that the Union had in, I think it was Leagues Cup, that one that Nate and I went to and sat in the Sons of Ben section. And he just when he gets an opportunity to put a head to it, he seems to put it in the right spot most of the time. He got the ball down and beat the defense with this one, so it was real pretty. And a nice insurance goal before the half, because that was the 37th minute that he scored his goal. And looked like the Union were going to cruise. You started to see shades of Union of old there.
Those 6-0 games, it was really.
I was hoping for one. I really wanted to see him come out and just dominate this game. And I know there's no advantage to scoring, more than you need to win in this game. It's straight up game, first to 2 wins. And it would have been nice to just put it away and just make a statement and just say, go ahead, Revolution. We're going up to your house to finish this off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, after that first half, yeah, I agree. It just felt like the Union were just rolling, and I don't know if it's a testament to, New England's fortitude to come out in that second half, or maybe the Union took their foot off the gas pedal, but it really felt like in that second half, New England was dictating the pace of the game. It was, like you said, Paul, it was two different halves. That first half was all Union. I thought the second half, we were just trying to keep them off of us.
Yeah, it felt like, I don't know what their coach said to them at halftime, but they wanted to come out and foul and dirty it up a bunch and see what they could get, and then the Union just couldn't seem to connect. They were just all put off. Their passes weren't sharp. They weren't making the runs. The communication was missing, a little lacking. They just couldn't generate that possession, those quick plays like they had in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, there was some back and forth, but generally that second half was New England's. And of course, they did get a goal in the 68th minute, which is named
Gustavo Bo.
Yeah, he got that goal. And then, of course, Martinez did get his obligatory yellow card towards the end of the
late
game.
in this game, if I remember right.
Late. So, maybe he's easing back into it. I don't know.
Especially for the way he was acting. You would have thought he'd get it earlier, but yeah.
Yeah, I think the ref must have cut him a lot of slack, I guess. I don't know. But he was getting pretty hot under the collar for pretty much most of the game.
I was saying that it was good to see how Quinn Sullivan got his first postseason gameplay. He replaced Carranza in the second half, and then Flock
came in, so it was good to see him out there.
Yeah,
for McGlynn.
Yeah, Martinez finished it out. I believe Bedoya finished out the game too, right?
Yeah. I've been enjoying him out in the field. Like he's hustling. He's hustling.
Yeah.
He doesn't look a day over 32 out there. Yeah, so the game ends 3-1. I remember seeing some of the headliners on MLS and stuff like that saying, Union deliver a decisive message or an opening of playoffs that, we're not to be, forgotten or, not to be taken lightly. And it is true, but like you said, Paul, it would have been nice if it was a consistent performance throughout the entire game instead of just that dominant first half and I think second half.
I think it would have been a real nice statement if they had finished it 4-0.
Yeah,
held on to that shutout, not giving up that goal, and just put one more in the net to let them know we could have put more in. But yeah, it just felt like I don't know if it was just ugly play in the second half, but they seemed to be disconnected a bit too much in that second half, and still not enough consistent games, showing that they can play as a team the way they did last year to really make me feel comfortable about their chances in the postseason. But certainly a win here at home, you got to like their chances to get one more in the next two games.
Yeah. And hopefully that's what happens, right? So next game is next week.
Good Lord.
November 8th. But I guess a little bit of mea culpa on our end here, right? It's another international break, so I guess that's the reason for this
not rushing this first. Yeah, well, no, it's not because of the gap between the first game and the second game of this leg of the postseason, but it's the leg of the postseason, this best of three. For all of these teams finishes, there's a international break basically till Thanksgiving.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So,
wow.
I mean,
we'll have to find something to talk about.
Thanksgiving. MLS really needs to do better. If they're going to honor these international windows like they should, they need to make sure that they're done their postseason play beforehand. Like, this is just insane.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I guess nothing to talk about Union wise, game wise, at least until after November 8th.
Well, it'll just prep us for the off season when we won't have any union news to talk about for a couple of months. And
there'll be news. There'll be
true.
news,
Yeah.
But not games, obviously. Matches. Someday I'll get it right.
But yes, so their next game is in New England on November 8th. Hopefully they just put it away, and then they have until Thanksgiving before they have to worry about another game.
Yeah, that would be nice. Yeah, I'm hopeful with that game. We travel up north, and I mean, heck, if we get another big dominant win, that'd be great. But I'll be happy with a 1-0, 2-0 win. Just to kind of wrap this series up and just get one fewer game you have to play. I mean, Lord knows these guys have played enough games this season. They don't need to play all 3.
True. I would also like to see some good connecting play.
Mm-hmm.
Some nice flowing attacks, calm, collected, not necessarily calm, but at least collected defensive work. They pass the ball out while under pressure. Because the Union have done it. They've shown that in spurts through the season. It would be good to see them, put that show on for 90 minutes straight.
Yeah.
What do we think the likelihood is that they did so well because they invoked living patron saint Sébastien to bang the opening drum at the game?
Ooh, yeah. Can't overlook that shot.
Can't overlook that there was a little.
That was a power move.
Assistance.
Yeah, a little like.
Well, maybe they should bring the drum and Seba to Foxborough.
I think they absolutely should.
They should.
Just have them do it out in the parking lot.
Yeah.
I'm imagining one of those custom cases that they have for things where it's foam on the inside.
It's all foam molded
perfectly molded. Yeah, it's just they put Latu in his case, and
it's
like he's a Kenner action figure or something like that.
With action drum beating arm. Like you pull like this little button on the back. He's got like little Sébastien Latu sayings. I don't know what they would even be, but.
I'd say we should have one for Jason Kelce too, but they're actively playing, so we should probably leave him alone.
Unless they're playing the Patriots that weekend.
Athletes,
Well, if you were to have a Jason Kelce action figure, it would have to have the bendable drum hammer, whatever it was that he used there, because he bent the.
That's true. Yeah.
So
I thought you were gonna say posable fingers, but
that's with the optional mummer's costume.
Yeah.
Including a beer.
Yeah.
A red Solo cup. Yeah.
There you go.
So the Union have they're going to hopefully wrap up this round of the playoffs then, and then the international break, yada yada yada. But it doesn't look like it's going to be enough time for Glasnost to get back.
Yeah,
they just announced that he's going in for surgery yesterday, and he's going to be done for the season.
Yeah, I mean, I heard sports hernia. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but
I have a bit of the quote, and I won't read the whole thing because it's long. But this is from Curtin, who announced it.
TLDR, too long. Don't read it. Go ahead.
That has to have surgery. To our fans, he's played through one of the more painful injuries you can have in the sport because the kicking and everything that goes along with playing the center back position. He's played through as much pain as he possibly can. You can tell when a player comes in and we have that final talk where surgery is probably the smartest thing to do at this stage. It goes on, but I think he did what he could do, and it would be unfair to ask him to risk himself further. So
better to let him, get him fixed up, let him heal up, and then get back to it next year.
Yeah, I mean it's easy to say. I mean, his presence is going to be missed out there.
Absolutely.
But that's not to take anything away from the guys filling in his place there. They are capable. It's just they don't have that certain Glasnessian.
They certainly play the game better than I will ever hope to. But I would agree that we will miss his marauding runs and his defensive solidity and that howitzer that he has for a leg.
And the
because
ability to reel in Martinez.
Yeah, that's
well,
true.
there was one thing I meant to say about this game. There was Bobby Wood took out Groundhog at one point on a late tackle, and it was clear it was going to get a yellow card. And as soon as the tackle happened, the Union players come running on over to get in his face, and it was Martinez who stepped between Wood and the Union players and was like, "Hey guys, just let him get his yellow. He knows."
Yeah, I think we even commented on that, and I did mean to know that too. Like that, something's gone sideways when Martinez is the
voice of restraint.
The voice of restraint, yeah. So, but I marvel at Glesnes's.
Yeah, I know, right? Where's that apostrophe go?
I have no idea. Stoicism, though, because when I saw he was out, I was like, oh, it must have been a knock. To hear that it was that bad, and presumably for that long, I never. I mean, not that they have cameras on their faces for everything, but I never saw him flinch. I never really saw him, limp around or anything. So he really must.
So what you're saying? This is a conspiracy theory, and he's actually fine. He's just going back to the lizard folk, and or whatever, whichever.
He wants to get back to the fishing season early.
Right.
I'm just. It's amazing how he just kept going until he couldn't.
Yeah.
Well, it's like those players, right? Who are, everyone reacts to pain differently, and, some players doesn't take much. They're down, they're sprawling around the ground, flailing, but it feels like usually it's the defender, right? When they go down, if they're hurt, they're hurt. Like it's just, they don't have that, I don't say luxury, but they don't deal in the currency of showing pain. And, so when a defender like Glesnes is like, I can't play or whatever.
Pain does not exist in this dojo, does it?
No, Glesnes.
Since the season is running long, maybe it is running into fishing season now that I think about it. Sorry, guys, gotta go.
Well, he will be missed. He will be missed.
Absolutely.
So that's
as they say, defenses wins trophies, and not having him there is going to be a loss. I mean, hopefully Lowe continues to play well the way he did in this game, in control but solid and just really well. He did a great job.
So running parallel to the Union series against New England is the Cincinnati and New York Red Bulls. So just kind of keeping dibs on that one. And I believe the first game was down in Cincinnati. And I think most people listening will probably be happy to hear that Cincinnati handed Red Bulls their hat with a 3-0. Pretty 3-0, pretty much one-sided. It's completely one-sided victory. So
I know one person who will be, and that would be our other host.
Well, I'm
I think you guys were rooting for the Red Bulls just because you don't want to face Cincinnati, not because you like Red Bull or don't want them to lose, but just because it was the lesser of two evils.
That was our argument.
Yes. Strategery-ish. Yeah.
But when I did see the score 3-0, like part of me was like, oh, that's good news.
Yeah.
So we'll see, right? Again, it's
the chips are gonna fall where they're going.
Exactly.
So the best in the East won their first game, but not so good for the best in the West.
Yeah, switching to the West.
Ooh, joggies.
Yeah, that was
a shock.
The weather was
that was a miserable game.
It was cold and rainy and windy and
yeah, I know we can't blame everything on weather, but we actually know some people who were at the game and they said it was horrific.
Yeah, it was pretty rough. Yeah.
Not that they minded.
No. From the looks on TV, the place was hopping.
Yep.
And the watermelon colored neon lights around the stadium, and that's the only light on.
Yeah.
It's pretty. It's almost like Blade Runner or something.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So yeah.
But they got shellacked 4-1 against Kansas City.
Yeah.
That was a big rivalry there because they're 4 hours apart on opposite sides of the state.
Yep.
And Kansas City, it's going to be like, all right, St. Louis, you did all right, but we've been around a lot longer. So here, let's show you how it's done.
They are OG, Kansas City. One thing, texting with our contacts there in St. Louis. So apparently the rivalry between St. Louis and Kansas City is called this just wins Derby names. It's called the Derby Q, because based on their barbecue, I was like, that is just phenomenal. That's phenomenal. Those writers must have been up all night coming up with that one. But I felt for St. Louis, for multiple reasons, but also like the Union, we've been there before, right? We're the favorite team to win. We got home field advantage. I'm thinking about those US Open Cups going down to brutal PKs. So it seems like St. Louis is checking a lot of things off the list in their very first season, right? You win your division, and now you got that bitter taste of going into favorite team to win in a crucial game, and you don't come through.
Yeah.
Kudos also to Kansas City. They did play well. But hey, still 2 more games, and if there's a team that's going to do it,
100%.
It's probably Cincinnati, but if the second
Negadelphia.
Oh man.
Oh my Lord.
Love you guys.
Well, let me say that like a St. Louis person. Oh my Lord.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah. Well, that was rough, but we're pro St. Louis.
Yeah, for
until
they face St. Louis, in which case
they're going down.
Yes.
All right.
So in the parking lot, St. Louis.
Oh,
it looks like the first round of these 3-game series are either ending today or shortly. I saw Columbus was playing Atlanta earlier, and there's lots more results to come and lots more punditry to be happening. So I'm sure people are getting their fill of that all elsewhere.
Yeah. Actually, the Columbus game just ended, so they won 2-0 over Atlanta. Just FYI. Okay. Spoilers to anybody listening, although if you're listening and you don't know the score of that game, God bless you. Well, let's bring it back east, I guess, back to the Union. So Martinez is one of the nominees for goal of the year.
Well, that laser that he hit from whatever that was, 20 yards, 25 yards, was amazing.
Yeah, it was that game against Orlando, and I think that was
that his first
MLS goal.
That was his first MLS goal.
And it's funny. I rewatched that highlight of that goal, and I think one of my favorite parts about that goal was the goal itself was just amazing, right? I mean, just the ball doesn't even dip; it just knuckles to the right. Mm-hmm. And then it goes into the upper corner, and Martinez starts celebrating. But the best part, my favorite part, is Aura is kind of off to the left side of the by the 18-yard line, and he goes in, and you just see him he turns to start running towards the team, but he does that thing like the Macaulay Culkin where he just slaps the side of his head like, oh my God, that goal was amazing. I cannot believe what I just saw.
And also it came off Martinez's foot.
That was a truly astounding goal. So I hope it does well.
Yeah.
Love him.
And then on the flip side, Blake is nominated for Save of the Year. It's when the Union were down in DC, and it was that kind of this pinballing in front of the net, and he was just breakdancing, everything, standing on his head, just keeping that ball out. So I mean, it's the default setting that Blake should get,
either keeper of the year or save of the year. Yeah. He's an amazing shot stopper. He certainly has a good chance at winning it.
So voting is open until Monday, November 6th. So if you want to see our guys get this bit of an accolade here, make sure to get your votes in.
Vote early, vote often, keep voting.
I don't know if there is a limit. I don't know.
I'm gonna guess there's not.
Yeah,
it's probably like once a day. They usually have a limit of once a day. But if you use your computer in different spots or use different computers through the day, feel free to keep voting.
VPN.
Laptop, tablet, cell phone, use them all. Yeah, so if you want to reach out to us, you can find us on our website, amorephillyunion.com. Drop us an email with your thoughts about the playoffs, this 3-game series. What do you think is going to happen? What do you want to happen? You can find us at or email us at pod@amorephillyunion.com. You can find us on Twix, aka X, aka formerly Twitter. I just realized that's just going to make the name that much longer. I'll just call it X. I don't know. Maybe it's a hill I do want to die on. I don't know. But anyway, you can find us on that thing at a More Philly U. Instagram, YouTube, and Threads. We are a More Philly Union. We have our pretty awesome playlist on Spotify. So if you go on Spotify, you can find us at a More Philly Union. And we keep adding to that list because every time we post Instagram, our talented social media manager, Christy here, kind of always layers in the music and stuff like that. And we just
thank you, C.
Yeah, it's an eclectic list, that's for sure, but there's some good jams on there. So check that out. Yeah, keep downloading our podcast wherever you download all your podcasts. Like I said, we're at that 985. When we hit 1,000 downloads, we're going to make that donation to the Philadelphia Union Foundation.
Come help us make us pay up.
Yes,
Yep.
Make us pay.
Make us pay.
So subscribe, like, comment, spread the word. Thanks everyone for listening to another episode of a More Philly Union. We are your hosts. I'm E.
I'm C.
I'm Paul. Go Union. I regret to inform you that your sons died playing soccer because MLS was stupid.
Save it for the pod.